I actually think probably if we go to see the traditional values, as you would say, I think actually the traditional values that one requires, one expects out of a woman, out of a heroine, out of, the households expect to see a heroine behave in that manner. I think probably I succumb, or I somehow just find myself fitting into that mold a lot more than people maybe who belong here more than me.
Succumb is an interesting choice of word. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the Katrina I'm talking to is not quite the Katrina that develops as a persona in the film industry or on screen.
I actually think that I'm pretty privileged because the persona people see in the films, it actually really is me. Now, if we have to dissect it, okay, let's try and dissect it in a short frame of time. The way I would dissect my image on screen, okay, let's not get into too much detail, but is sweet, unoffensive, happy-go-lucky, and it would be nice to have in the house because she wouldn't cause too much trouble.
Non-threatening.
Non-threatening is the perfect word. She wouldn't be like like a firebrand, a trouble starter or something. She would just be a nice, pleasant addition.
But does it irritate you when there's this kind of Barbie persona that's foisted on you? Because, I know I'm not talking to a Barbie. Like, there is a persona of a Barbie, and then there's the brain of a Barbie. And does it irritate you that the two sometimes get mixed up?
Honestly, no. And I know people can say, oh, that's a cop-out. Or that's just trying to take life the easier road. But no, because I don't think that until the day comes where I feel I have a really important message to give, and I feel that I'm not being taken seriously and my message is not being heard because I am perceived as a glamorous Barbie doll, then I will step out and try and do something about it consciously. But at this point, I don't think it's harming anyone. It's serving my purpose. I'm happy in this space. I'm not an offensive person. In my personal life, I don't wear 4-inch heels and red lipstick and roam around. I actually am very, very normal. So I'm actually kind of happy with that image.
And also because it allows you to hide behind that image and sort of do your own thing is what I'm getting.
That's a dangerous statement. No, I think everyone needs to be curbed. Everyone needs to have, and I think we're going to get back again into the conversation we're having about a father figure in one's life. A father is always the figure in especially in a daughter's life who kind of curbs them and gives them the guidelines and the parameters of where they should stay within that. And I think maybe I haven't had a father image in my life, but I have had, as we now talk about, this image. So maybe this image or this persona I'm fitting into, maybe that is my parameter. Maybe that is what's guiding me.
That's interesting. When you talk about mentoring and guiding, and who do you think played that role for you? I mean, most people would assume it's Salman.
I think that's fair enough to say that, yeah. I mean, everyone knows I've never gotten into the specifics and details of my equation with him, which is fair enough, and I think people have accepted that. But it is definitely, would be correct to say that Salman has played a large part in my life in giving me guidance and advice, just on generic things in the film industry, how to handle one's career. And, definitely actually, it's funny you said that, because now it's just kind of come together for me. We're talking about a father figure and this, but after my mother, the person, if I would have to give a name, who I would respect the most after my mother, would be Salman. So, maybe, he has had a large part in, as you say, that giving me that guiding light.
And sort of the controversies that seem to shadow him have never unnerved you?
It's so bizarre because I'm not a person to ever be blinded by anything. I'm never a person to be in the thick of something and not be able to see it from an outside perspective. I'm normally always able to see something from every single angle. And somehow, maybe because I'm seeing it from within, maybe other people wouldn't agree, but somehow I think that every human being has character flaws, have weaknesses, and have things maybe which could be better, which could be another way. But as a human being, I think you will look far and you will look long, but you'll be hard pressed to find a human being who is more strong and who has more strength of character and who has more grit than Salman. So I think all those other things which we all know and hear about, those things on the peripheral, I think those are very inconsequential.
And you're able to sort of put them on a side.
It's not about being able to. I just don't. I genuinely think.
Like, would you ever tell him, like he tells you, but would you ever tell him, Salman, that was wrong?
I don't really think I've ever seen him do anything wrong. I don't think that. And maybe the wrong things he does are very, very minor. So I don't.
Really?
I see it that way. Okay, now let's. I understand where you're coming from. We have to rewind back for a few years before I came into the scene.
Yeah.
Now, honestly, I can't comment on that because every person goes through different phases in their life where they're reacting to their circumstances, and I was not privy or aware or part of those circumstances.
You weren't part of his life when the really big controversies
happened, which his legal cases and etc. Not to get into that. So I can't comment on that because I really don't know. But I can honestly say that every human being makes mistakes. From whatever little I do know about it now and whatever I've seen about it, every human being makes mistakes. We all react rationally or irrationally depending on how hurt we are. And that is part of life. But what matters is how you move on ahead of that after life. And I think the manner at this point in life in which he's conducting himself is very respectable, and it's charming.
Sure. Moving ahead, now you're, what about playing a politician?
Rajniti is the first film where, because people saw me in a sari with my hair in a ponytail doing like that, they all said Sonia Gandhi ji, So that's really funny, but it's the most Indian ethnic film that I've done till date.
What about the question of Hindi?
Oh, with that film, there was that did stretch me and it did push me, and it did because all this time people have said I've never conducted interviews in Hindi, so they assume or they presume, rightly so, it's fair enough, that I don't understand or speak fluently. But the funniest thing is I read Devanagari very well, and I understand. I learned it as soon as I came here. Before learning the grammar, I actually learned to read. I felt it was important.
Well, I think that's very honest. I have to end with saying that, what was it like to be the most searched name on Google? Did you Google yourself to check it out?
No, I never actually got that. But nice, and it's better.
A kick.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you just say nice, and that's nice. It's better than not being the most searched person on Google.
But it's quite a journey to come from the day you left London with those 4 lakh rupees.
It is, and my whole journey up until now has been quite a far out one, and quite a blessed one, a miraculous one, and let's see now where life takes me from here.
Well, may it take you to even bigger and better places. Thank you so much for talking to us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.